This is an interview for Peep-magazine. We're joined with a very special international graffiti artist, SUNE. SUNE, thanks for chatting to Peep.
No, absolute pleasure.
Brilliant, mate. We've seen you about a lot of times. I think the last time I've seen you was at Elements Street Art Festival.
Yes, I was painting down there. I had lots of fun painting down there.
Yeah, you seem to be. Your work seems to be dotted around a lot of a lot of the town and the northeast. One in particular that I know we're jumping the gun a bit, but one that I want to talk about straight off the bat is: did you do a portrait of Keith Flint from the Prodigy?
Yeah, that was a long time. Yes, that was a long time ago on the side of the stage, and I think it's still there. Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Can you maybe talk about how that came about?
Well, he died. Keith died, so got asked to sort of paint a portrait of him. To be fair, I've I've absolutely loved the Prodigy, and I've seen them over the years and been to even some of the first raves and that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, so I was bouncing about to that, I think.
Can you tell a little bit about what's happening today?
Today is it's basically a jam. The idea of it was monsters and rockets. So a few people have turned up, and a few people are painting monsters, and a few people are painting rockets, but not that many, to be fair. Like normal with graffiti jams, people are just doing their own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's I suppose the analogy could be like organising a reggae band. Have you heard that one before?
Yeah, I've heard that one. Or just herding cats, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite hard. It needs a lot of skill to do it.
Stroppy, hungover, battered bats normally. Cats.
I mean,
cats? Yeah.
I mean, if there's a man to do it, it's got to be Sandy, isn't it?
Yeah, no, he's pretty good at that sort of thing. He can talk lots of people into lots of different stuff.
Yeah. Well done, Sandy.
Yeah. Well done, Sandy. Well done, Sandy.
Gauging by your accent, I wouldn't put you down as someone who is from the northeast. So can we ask a little bit about how is SUNE the artist in Newcastle, and maybe how did you end up here?
How did I end up here? My girlfriend, she forced me to come up here. She looked like my daughter's mother. I spent a lot of years living in Leeds. I was born in Barrow-in-Furness, but I've lived all over the country, and basically grew up in the southeast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've been really lucky. I've painted all up and down the country, all over the place, and over the years, and done I've been in lots of brilliant places with brilliant people,
Yeah, of course, man. Where did the street art come from? Where was the catalyst to pick up? Because I'm presuming you picked up a pencil first, or did you go straight into colour? Because I'll ask that one first.
I've always been better at drawing. I've always been.
That's fine, mate.
Yeah, I've always been. I always think that I've been better at drawing. I think I've always drawn, and I've started painting very young, sort of 13 or 14, and I think I probably did my first piece about 83, probably, just to be safe I'll say 84, but it was very early, and then I got myself in lots and lots of trouble for it, and ended up in lots of trouble for it, and actually ended up doing art and an art A level because of it, thanks to the magistrates and that sort of thing.
All right, so kind of at the wrong end of the law, and then they kind of gave you a chance to get into school. Is that right? Is that how I'm hearing that?
It was actually after I went to college. I went to college and did O level and A level at the same time, and actually probably started doing the learning properly when I was at college, to be fair, you know.
So did you study fine art? Because I can see a lot of fine art in your work.
I ended up like sort of like, yes, I did fine art. Yeah, I ended up like going doing a fine art degree. I was actually really annoyed with the fine art degree. I always wanted to go along and be taught how to like sort of draw and paint. But the course I was doing, like, I ended up with more of a like blob and splat sort of paintings. Yeah, which is absolutely amazing and brilliant. But actually not what I was looking for at the time.
Right.
Like nowadays, like looking back on it, I could probably like sort of taken lots more out of the course, but it wasn't what I was actually interested in at the time.
Yeah. Because there's, you know, when a lot of artists, they go to university or college, and I think just some of them are just a bit too young. And then when you get older, you start to realise things a bit better. You start getting influenced by different things.
It's like that for everything, though, isn't it? Like we all get those chances when we're we're always too young for the chances that we get. We look back on it and go, like, "Oh, I wish I'd done more." It's so easy to like look back and go, "I wish I'd done more." Yeah. It's the nature of the world, isn't it? But to be fair, you've got to like sort of live in the now. That's how you're going to do stuff. That's why your life's going to be interesting. Not looking back and going, I wish I'd done that.
Yeah, of course. Is painting on walls your full-time thing? Is this what you do all the time?
Well, I work full-time as an artist, like sometimes a community artist, sometimes I'm painting murals, sometimes I'm doing big commissions and that sort of thing. I'm also like quite happy in the studio doing oil paintings, like take commissions of different things. I do all sorts of stuff all over the place. I spend a lot of time we're working with youth offending teams and that sort of thing, going to prisons, going to hospitals, all sorts of different things. We're working with different people, like people with like sort of learning disabilities, like.
Yeah, because I'll look at your work and I see a lot of colour selection, nice tones, nice compositions, and I knew you came from a fine art background. I can see that.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
So, is it still called the Sage down over Gateshead?
I think it's the Glass House.
The Glass House.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've seen it there, but I think we've mentioned the Keith Flint. But there's another one next to it. Is that yours as well? Is it Gil Scott Heron?
No, I didn't do the Gil Scott Heron one. Right. No.
I've seen another piece of work where maybe you've done David Bowie mural, a Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah.
Yours, isn't it?
Well, not the one in Newcastle. Like I've done a Ziggy Stardust mural down in where was it? I'm trying to remember where it is. In Hartlepool.
Hartlepool.
Yes.
I think that's where I've seen it. I haven't been, but I've seen it online.
Yeah, so that was like sort of basically like sort of a commission for like sort of a mural, but it was in a back street, just off like sort of Church Street. And I had a lovely time doing that. Yeah.
So, what's the plan for the future then? Are you going to keep doing this? Have you got plans to maybe do a book, or I mean, a lot of artists now are doing books, aren't they?
I'm sure they are. I haven't really thought about doing a book. I've got an exhibition coming up in the next 2 weeks, but we haven't done any painting for it yet, which is quite normal for me. So that's going to be at the Globe Gallery in like North Shields with Mark 187 and Cack-Handed Kid. So that's happening in 2 weeks, and we've got a lot of that. So we're going to spend the next couple of weeks in the gallery, like sort of painting and making a horrible mess, and hopefully it'll like have a good opening night and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I was just that you mentioned Cack-Handed Kid. I was just at an exhibition last week. Hope is a Radical Act.
Yeah.
I was kind of half expecting to see you there. Were you down there?
I wasn't down there for the opening night, but I did go down and have a look because I love the idea behind it. Yes. I think like sort of Hope was a Radical Act is just like sort of a beautiful starting point for work. I think yeah. I thought the exhibition was great, but I absolutely love the idea behind it.
Yeah, man. How do you find getting on with other graffiti artists, street artists? Do you find it a kind of seamless act, or do you get resistance because of your style of work? Because I chat to a lot of street artists and graffiti writers, and sometimes they get on, sometimes they don't, sometimes they want to stay outside of the scene kind of thing, even if there is a scene. Do you find that you collaborate quite a lot with other artists?
I'll collaborate with other artists all the time. I like other people. I like other people. I like what they bring to I like working with lots of different people. I love seeing other people's work. I don't personally, I don't have a problem between street art and the graffiti or the crossover. I don't in any way whatsoever. And to be fair, no, I don't. I have virtually no grief whatsoever. In Newcastle, anywhere, to be fair. People are I don't know why, genuinely, kind to me, and like anything, stuff gets crossed out, gets gone over, but that's the nature of the game. That's absolutely fine by me. It's just that means more people can go and paint over the top. That's fine.
Yeah, of course. I ask nearly every artist who I chat to. I always ask about school. Did you find that you got the right motivation and help within school, within the art department, or were you kind of didn't find anything that enthusiastic?
School, I think when I was in school, I think the art department was the place where I was happiest, but at the same time I didn't really do well in schools at all. So it wasn't till later. I always knew that I loved painting and drawing. But I think I started to learn about things properly when I was a bit older. Or maybe I just had to mature a little bit anyway.
Yeah, I think it comes to what old in it. We'll mature at separate times. There's no clock on it. It's we'll get there and we're on time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll just have to agree with that.
Yeah, of course. So when you graduated from university, what happened then? What was on your mind? Is I know you mentioned, did you go to university in Leeds?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
You went to university in Leeds, so then you graduated. Then what happened then? Did you come to Newcastle then?
No, not straight away. Not straight away. But what happened then was the first thing that happened to me graduating was I took part in an exhibition at the Royal College of Art. Which was great with lots of it was called Northern Graduates or something along those lines, and it was just it was a pick of all the graduates from the north of England, so which was an amazing place to go and see what other people were working on. But like anything, it probably happened too soon, so I didn't make the most of it. So after that, I was a bit sick of the art world, so I started started working in the theatre world.
Oh, really?
Yep. So I basically disappeared into the theatre world, which was absolutely brilliant. I love working backstage. I started off just painting and building props for Opera North, but from there, I ended up working in lots of different shows. West Yorkshire Playhouse. So I've been. Done lots of things. I've been a stage manager, assistant stage manager, taken lots of shows all over the place. I've been really lucky and toured all over England, which was great because I could just chuck paint on the back of lights on the wagon. And working the theatres at night, and then run about and paint all over the place during the day, which was absolutely wonderful.
Wow, you've really done your apprenticeship.
I probably bounced about everywhere,
That's sometimes the best experience, though, is it not?
Oh, it's absolutely lovely. I've made friends and worked in lots of different places all over the place. So I've been incredibly lucky. I've had lots of opportunities everywhere. The theatres took me all around Britain. Painting's taken me from some of the worst places in my life to some of the best places in my life. It's taken me all around Britain, all around the world. Met from some of the darkest favelas to painting with royalty and that sort of thing. So Yeah.
Were they painting with royalty? Did I hear that right?
Yeah. That was with Prince Harry in Rio. So like the British consulate got us to like sort of go out there and like do paintings in there. So we spent like sort of a couple of days painting in favelas, and then we're like sort of on the poshest red carpet pit in like sort of the middle of like Rio. Like chatting to like Marcus Waring and people like that, and Prince Harry came trotting along, and yeah.
Well, you've come a long way.
Very
from the humble beginnings of getting, in trouble with the law kind of vibe.
Well, yeah. Well,
it could have been a different story, couldn't it?
Well, it's very weird. Like last month, we did like sort of a big painting of like subways, which was like commissioned by local like crime commissioner, which was absolutely brilliant. So basically, like the police are paying me to do what I was got in trouble for. It was fantastic. What else happened? We've been doing over the years like lots of stuff with North Tyneside, like youth offending team, and one of the blokes I was working with is an incredible bloke, amazing bloke, Justin. But he's basically like Princess Anne came along and like said well done to us all. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that is nice, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, obviously you're hugely influenced by contemporary art and maybe traditional art as well. Is there an artist or artists that you have maybe been influenced by, or someone that you're inspired with?
Oh, I get inspired by everyone. I look all over the place. I love I've always loved Rembrandt. It's amazing. I love the darkness of like sort of Goya and that sort of thing. But then you got like figure stuff like sort of Lucian Freud, Celia Paul, people like that. But I genuinely like sort of love seeing other people's work and painting from history, from like the stuff that's happening now. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love the visual world. It's great. I love it. Do I love the art world? Yeah, I think I probably do love the art world. Yeah.
I mean, I've got a bit of a saying where I understand art, but I don't understand the people involved in art. I mean, would you agree with that?
I'm not sure. I think like I want art to be like sort of music. We all know whether we like music or not. So I like music. There's some shit music all over the place, and there's absolutely incredible stuff in different genres, like sort of everywhere. And I think, I'm not sure about people who go into like an art gallery and really quiet and respectful. I don't particularly want that. I want people to go in there and go like, this is brilliant, or like this is really interesting, or this is a pile of shit. You're like even if something's a pile of shit, you're talking about it. And I think that's one of the things. But I think art should ask questions.
Yeah, of course. And art galleries shouldn't be like libraries. Like we've got to be quiet, you've got to whisper, and you've got to point, and you've got to rub your chin.
No, I don't think you need to be. Yeah. I don't think they need to be at all. I think they could be like fun. Well, for me, they should be fun places. You go in there to like have some sort of an experience. Yeah.
I think the whole art scene now, right, is changing, because when I was a kid, and when you bunk off school, and me and the lads would bunk off school and would say, oh, come on, let's try and get in an art gallery. And then you'd go in the art gallery and you just get chased out, because the guy would see 3-4 kids, get out, you shouldn't be here. And that's the kind of vibe you got from fine art, or contemporary art or abstract art. But I really feel now it's starting to change, and I'm seeing a lot of kids. I'm seeing a lot of artists bringing their kids down, and the kids are getting involved. I mean, you would never see that 25 years ago. I would never see that, and or even 30 years ago. How do you feel from when you were, what I'm talking about, bunking off school and the whole art scene, the whole art world? In school, it wasn't really a career option. to do what you're doing. I bet you it was never spoken about. Like,
No,
you could write on walls, you know, you could make a career out of this. No, like, do you know what I mean?
No, I think society in like general is changed. There's changed. I think for a lot of time, I think Britain was. It was interesting going to Europe and like sort of seeing the murals all over the place, and coming back to like sort of Britain and seeing it as like sort of actually still quite dark, and the idea of like sort of paint all around you like sort of like towns and that sort of thing seen as a bad thing. I want the world that I live around to be like a bright, colourful place. I think it's better like that. I think it's better like that. And I think like nowadays, I think, you know, like sort of people are getting older, the generations are like sort of changing and that sort of thing, and people are just more interested and more open for artwork in general. You know.
Soon, thanks for chatting to Peep.
Absolute pleasure.
Been wanting to do it for ages. This interview is completely off the cuff. I seen him along the balcony and I says, right, we've got to chat to him today. I've got to chat to him today. I didn't rehearse this. He hasn't rehearsed this. It's just completely off the cuff. So thanks a lot, mate.
Absolute pleasure. You probably like nailed me down this time, didn't you?
Cheers, bro. Oh, there you go.